I think the other thing that's so remarkable about Aboriginal psychotherapy, and so wonderful is, that sense that you really aren't alone. That you know, if your loved ones weren't able to be there for you, your parents, your caregivers, they're they aren't the whole picture. There's much more there for you. You don't die without that. You have a whole series of attachments that are available to you and were available to you. And so, in Aboriginal psychotherapy, there's kind of an acceptance that, okay, and there has to be an acceptance because we're coming out of genocidal policies where 42% of the children were dead, and people are coming out of horrendous experiences in residential schools, and the option of having the luxury that your parents loved you or were able to love you and give to you, it's not there all the time. We accept that sometimes in the Aboriginal world, given what the atrocities we're moving out of, that we didn't all get what we needed, and certainly not what we wanted, and it was hard. It's been a difficult struggle to survive, and not all of us have survived, and many of us died, and those that have that are living, struggle with living. It's not always that easy, but there's this knowing that the land is there for you, and that that you are everything that is around you. Everything is animate, and so everything's available. So you do have the rocks and the trees and the water and the animals. You have life there that's there to support you and to hold you through these troubling times. So you're not ever really alone in the ways that the Western world perceives aloneness. So it's very helpful, because when you reach those terribly lonely places, you can connect into the earth, and you can connect into all those things that are connected and to you and with you, so that you actually do have what you need. Maybe not what you wanted, but you have a lot of what you need, which makes healing, when that is missing, it's very frustrating. And I think another part of when that's missing in therapy, it's very frustrating. People take years recovering from loneliness and from the agony of isolation, because what's missing in the psychotherapy is the indigenous philosophies that really are there to support you through. We're designed to handle just the most horrific experiences when we're all interconnected, but to go it alone is really difficult. So to open up to your connections and attachments are remarkably healing and helpful. I think the patronization of the Western world towards children is also a huge mistake in terms of healing, because children come into the world completely spiritually whole, completely wholly developed, with huge capacities, with a huge capacity to love and to attach and to help. So you have these children that are so fully 100% developed as babies. I mean, just even before they got here, they were whole. So they're completely whole, and they are these amazing sponges. They can sponge up the tragedy around them and absorb that tragedy. And that's the one thing they do well, is they hold the agony while the family moves forward. And I think that's often not honored and perceived as an incredibly powerful, precious, amazing gift that our kids come in with, a gift to be able to help carry the family through. We all have jobs to do, and children start right off the bat. They'll pick up the trouble so that the troubled aren't as troubled, and that they can therefore function better than they would if if the child did not pick up the trouble. And then, you know, unfortunately, without Indigenous psychotherapy, the person, you know, just naturally sucks up all the trouble around them, but doesn't have a way of placing it down, because it kind of gets stuck in them, because they're not, there aren't ceremonies, and there aren't, I consider every session a ceremony in Aboriginal psychotherapy. That is a ceremony. We are working on downloading that which you absorbed in order to help the family through. So it's not seen as, you know, oh, poor me, my mother was depressed and I'm holding her depression. What's, you know, and why is, you know, I'm holding the agony, the lateral emotions of the adults around me. It's more perceived as, good job, you did well there. You know, you kept everybody alive there, kiddo. not bad. You know, more something to honor and respect, and to not patronize these children that have had to do that. I've had to carry the load of my dysfunctioning parents for a long time, and you know, that becomes my wisdom, not my trouble. And but however, the patronizing and the reductionism in Western psychotherapy, where it doesn't look at the whole individual and everything connected to that individual, meaning, you know, it's not just my neurobiology, it's the neurobiology of my father, my mother, the very land around me, and the animals